Hi Pisces, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol. Pisces, this is going to be a general reading for mid-October 2024. And in today's reading, we are going to be doing a check-in. And so I'm going to start off by looking at what pattern is showing up in your life for healing. And it's probably a pattern you've seen before. And it's coming up again. So we're going to look at it, see what's going on. And we're going to look at what's driving it or impacting it from, what's making it come up again. And that's going to be something that's sitting in your shadow. And so we're going to be doing some shadow work in part 2. And we're going to take a look at, what is it from your childhood, your adolescence that you need to heal that is driving this pattern that's showing up in your life. And so if you are unfamiliar with the term shadow or shadow work, I've left you a really good video called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work that I'll take from my other channel called Carol Cares. And it is a video that I've put together myself, and it helps you with how to face your own shadow. So you can have a look at that if you're interested with that. And then finally, in the last row, I'm going to ask the tarot for some guidance because this is a healing journey. And oftentimes I think people come to tarot expecting or hoping that there's going to be some answers for them, but your answers are in you. I'm here just to point out a few things, and I can ask the tarot for a little bit of guidance as to where you can go to start to, or what can you do? What can you start to work on to start to heal this that's coming up right now? All right, so we're going to begin with the Curious Travels Tarot deck. And I'm going to ask for 3 cards from that. And then what I think I'll do, I'll go to the Tarot Grand Luxe, and I'll clarify that with it. And then, so all of these cards, I think I forgot to shuffle this one. Maybe the other one. I'll just make sure it's shuffled. But just in case. Usually I shuffle them one night beforehand, but this is how I shuffle them. And usually a little bit more, but I think I've already shuffled it, so I think we're good. All right. So while I'm doing this, I just want to let you know that I am offering personal readings. So if you are interested in personal readings from me, I have a link below in my comments section, and I also have a link in my description box below, and it'll bring you to my carolcares.com website, and it'll bring you to the page of the Yellow Cardinal Tarot, and there's about 6 or 7 readings on there that you can look through to see if you're interested in one. So I'd love to do a personal reading for you, especially if you felt that this has resonated with you, because the personal readings are great because it's really specific to you, right? So, okay, I think we're ready to go. So Pisces, I'm going to ask the tarot right now for what pattern in your life is showing up right now for healing. So if I can have 1 card for Pisces for their pattern. And you have the Page of Wands is the first card. Can I have another card now? What aspect from your shadow is driving or impacting this this card right here? Tower card. It's a Tower card is coming up, and that is the first card in your shadow. Interesting card to start off with. And what advice from the tarot can I give you that's going to help you start to heal this pattern right now? So just 1 card for that, please. And you have the Judgment in reverse. The Judgment card in reverse. All right. So, let's... That was the other one. Okay. All right. So can I have clarification for this Page of Wands? 2 to 3 cards, please. One more. Okay, so behind the Page of Wands, you have the Empress. You have the Seven of Cups. And you have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So you have some feminine energy for sure. These Empress and the Queen of Swords sitting in your first row. Tower card. Can you... Ooh, there's one that wanted to come out. Give me some more. Maybe two more clarifiers here. Okay. This one looked like it wanted to come out as well. So I had you had this one, and then this one. Okay. So you got the Behind the Tower. I need a bit of explanation on that one. You have the Temperance card and the Page of Wands in reverse and the Strength card in reverse. And then you had the Six of Swords in reverse. And the Judgment card in reverse. Can I have 2 to 3 cards, please? Tell me some more about the Judgment card. You have the Chariot card, the Death card, and I'm going to pick one more. Hopefully it's going to be one more. 3 major arcana cards in a row for your, and then another one, Hierophant. Wow, 4 in a row here for your advice. Wow, wow, wow is all I can say. That's strong. Okay, so, let's begin with the page here. So this is the pattern that you're sitting with, Pisces. And the page, I'm just looking at my time, I'm good on my camera. The page is, you start off the page, and the page is an inner child of ours. And all my pages in the deck are, we all have more than one page. I know that mainstream psychology likes to say we just have one. But I've been on this healing journey myself for about 7.5 years, intensively facing my own shadow with my own trauma coach. And I've discovered that I have more than one inner child. And so this inner child is about 4, 5, 6 years old. And it's the child, believe it or not, that knew what direction you were meant to go in. It's the wands, and the wands knows like our purposeful direction, the direction, you know, that that would have been it would be like an intuitive knowing that your inner child had. And so when a page comes up here and you have another page, you have the Page of Wands again, which is very interesting, that is sitting in reverse in your shadow. So that's interesting. You start off with this and then it's sitting in reverse right in the middle of your shadow. And so when a page comes up, it's a page. Pages come up when they need healing. And so they're the ones that will hold a lot of our emotions. And so you can imagine a child not being allowed, you know, maybe you know what you were meant to do or wanted to do, but I mean, you're 4, 5, 6 years old, so there might not be a chance, but you would have been shut down probably. If there's a page here that needs to heal, it's probably because you've been shut down, and so you didn't go into the direction really that you were meant to go in. And that happens often to, you know, most of us when we're younger. And right behind it is, to clarify this, you have this Empress card. And so because this page is coming up for healing, you're going to be feeling some emotions coming up here. And so there's a real call for you when the Empress comes out, and she's our major arcana card, and she is the second half. So there are 2 parts to the feminine archetype, the feminine energy that's in our major arcana. And Empress leads from her body. She leads from her emotions. She is the body. She represents the body. And so I think here, because because you have an inner child here that you come out with that needs healing, I think there's a call for you. There's a call for you to get back into your body so that you can feel these emotions and heal this inner child here that's coming up for you to heal. You know, because sometimes when these inner child come up and they're, you know, maybe there's a message here sometimes that has to do with your where you're supposed to go, or direction you're supposed to, what you're supposed to do next sometimes. And so, yeah, this call for you to get back in your body and to get in touch with, you know, that feminine side to us, those emotions back in our body. And you have the Seven of Cups right after it. The Seven of Cups is a card in an upright position that talks about someone who is very distracted by all these beautiful shining cups here. And we often can become very distracted in our outer world. And this is what's happening here, is that we become very, very distracted by what's going on. And, you know, our whole outer world sometimes becomes our focus. And that makes sense here because it really has become your focus. It's in reverse here. And I think there's a real need for you. And I think there's maybe a resistance or just a denial on your part that you are very much you know, I guess sort of staying in that outer world and focusing on that rather than even seeing that, you know, there's a need for you to get back into your body so that you can heal this inner part of you right here. And so I can see here that you're quite distracted by your outer world and things that are going on. And I mean, we do get distracted like that. And that is a way to keep us from going inwards. And then your Queen of Swords comes out. So the Queen in my deck is that feminine aspect of us. We have a masculine side and a feminine side. It has nothing to do with gender. Nothing to do with gender. Masculine side's our ego, which likes to keep us up in our head. And the Queen is the one I said that is, you know, she's the body. She wants us to get back into the body. She wants us to feel. This particular Queen has a sword in her hand. And she's in reverse here. She's blocked here. But this particular Queen holds your truth. Hold your truth. And she's the part of you that, you know, your Empress is pulling you back into your body here because there's some truth here that you need to get to as far as this direction here that you are meant to go into. This is what's going on. And she's blocked here. So you could be sitting with, because she's blocked, you know, sometimes when this feminine aspect of us is blocked, she can be sitting, we can kind of go either way or a bit of both, but she could have some anger. And if you're one of those people that, you know, tends to spew out your anger at the wrong people, the wrong time, that tells you that you have some ungrounded anger that you need to get to. She could also be feeling quite hopeless, because she's been trying to get to this, you know, you to get to this place right here. And she can feel hopeless when she's blocked, when that feminine aspect of us is blocked. So there's a real pull in your first line to go towards that feminine aspect to yourself, to start to feel, so you can heal this inner child that knew where they were supposed to go when they were younger. And so what's going on in your shadow that's having the biggest impact, that's driving this, because this is what needs to be healed before you can actually, you know, heal this pattern that's showing up for you right now. And so there, in your shadow, you have this tower moment that's happened here. Now, when a tower moment happens in our life, it's kind of like this. Well, I mean, it looks like a little explosion here. It's like something happened to you when you were younger that almost like when a tower moment happens to anyone, it's like one of those events that are life-changing, that were brought on by the universe because it was something that needed to change the course of our life. And a lot of times it's our reaction to this that really will cause us to either, you know, have sometimes maybe trauma, or not so much. If you know, it depends on how you were supported when you were younger. But a tower moment, usually when it does happen, it's one of those things where when it's happening, it's a very difficult transition in your life. But when you look back on it, you go, oh, that's what needed to happen. You know, that's why it happened. And so there's something here that's sitting in your shadow, a tower moment. So we're going to get some clarification here for it. Now the Temperance card comes in here, and the Temperance card talks about like a middle ground. It talks about the pause, or taking time to pause. And I'm not sure if there was time when you were younger that was taken to, I'm hearing the word properly deal with what happened. And maybe you know what it is. There's something here that's happened. And so maybe there wasn't time here that was taken for like healing. So you went into a different direction. And that's interesting that we talk about the tower moment as it's a transition, and it kind of takes us into this different direction. And like I said, it's sort of, well, it's orchestrated by the universe. And you started off with this direction, this page that knew what direction they were supposed to go into, that's needing healing right now. And here is this incident that needs healing, where something happened, and maybe your course of your life was changed. And so this Page of Wands that knew where they were supposed to go got blocked when something happened, and went in a different direction. Went in a different direction. You went in a different direction when you were younger. For some, it's a general reading here, but there's something major here that's happened, and your direction got changed here. And so I think, so here's this page sitting right in the middle of your reading here that needs healing. And like I said, oftentimes our pages need to grieve a lot because of, what happened to them. And so right behind your page, when this happened, this tower moment happened, this younger child of yours, when they went into a different direction, here's your Strength card. And the Strength card talks about our ability to feel those emotions, And if it weren't in the shadow here, I would say like it's that the universe is asking you to open up that lion's head. It's like a Pandora's box, and to feel the strength to feel those emotions that need to come out. But when you were younger, whatever happened to you, these emotions that we're associated with, because our pages will carry a lot of our stronger emotions, like grief, like shame, like anger. They'll carry those. And whatever happened to you, you were too young to handle. And I'm going to talk about this Six of Swords in a minute. That's going to come up as well. But this page was too young to handle these big emotions that came up with it. And I'm going to say that not so much you were too young for sure, but here's this card, the Six of Swords. It comes up in a reverse position here, but in an upright position. When this card comes up in my shadow, this card refers to safety, getting to a different place, feeling safe, right? Because this is our childhood. So you did not feel safe enough. You weren't in a safe enough environment to deal with this tower moment that happened to you. And so you shut down. You put these big emotions away. And that's what we do when we are younger and we can't handle these big emotions, and nobody's here your world doesn't feel safe enough to feel. We just put them away. And then we have these inner children. That will hold these big emotions that we put away, and they're inside of us. And then every once in a while they come up and go, "Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? I need you to heal me now. I need you to feel these big emotions that I couldn't feel when this tower moment came up. I need you to give me the time now that I didn't get when I was younger. This temperance card. I didn't get the time to feel those big emotions. Nobody helped me with it. I didn't feel safe enough. And now I'm coming up here again for you. Here I am, right here. Do you hear me? I'm coming up again. I almost can feel the sadness of that inner child in yours that wants you to pay attention to them, because it's now, you're the adult now. And so you are meant to feel these big emotions that your inner child could not feel and did not feel when they were younger. And that's how this healing works a lot of times. And so what's the universe? What's the advice from the universe here? Well, you start off with the Judgment card. And then Chariot card comes right after it, I can see. So let's start off with the Judgment card here. And the Judgment card in an upright position here is, it's these people. Look at this eye here. It's this eye of a third eye, a wisdom, maybe. Almost like an intuitive call, an inside knowing on your part. A real deep inner knowing that there's something calling you. You know that. There's something brewing. There's something calling you here. But it's in reverse here. And it's like you're not hearing the calling. And I think here that this calling, I mean, it could be your page, right? This calling for you. And I think you know there's an inner calling for you to go inwards. Here's the Chariot card. The Chariot card is a major universal force here, and it often speaks of movement. It speaks of movement, and I mean, these horses aren't really going in any particular direction. They're wild. This particular individual has really no control over these horses. And I think now there comes a point in our life where we try to really hold on to these reins and try to control this little inner child of ours from coming up and saying, are you there? Do you hear me? Are you listening to me? And I think we spend a lot of our time just pushing them back down, when there has been a call for you here to go inwards, right? The Empress card, the Queen of Swords speaks about going inwards. And the Seven of Cups talks about how you're very distracted from everything that's going on around you on your outer world. But there's this whole other side of you, this whole other feminine side when you get into your body. And it's called your inner world. And it's fantastic once you can get into it. It's painful as hell sometimes when you got to feel these emotions. But these are the big emotions that your younger child couldn't feel. And so this card, this Chariot card says, you know, you've been holding on and you've been trying to control this for so long with your willpower. But the movement now needs to be not this physical outside movement now. It needs to be inwards. There's a real call for you to go inwards. There's a real call for you to go inwards now. And the Death card and then the Hierophant card, wow. So the Death card, I mean, you have such a powerful last line, all these major arcana cards, and I shuffled this deck, but you have the Death card that comes out, right? And the Death card talks about these habits, sometimes people, things like old habits in our life that have to die. Things, I'm not saying people have to die, I'm saying sometimes we have to let go of people. Old habits die, you let go of people, you let go of certain things in your life. And I think that's what needs to happen. I think this trying to control and hold on to this situation, this child coming up, this pain that's coming up, this this, maybe the grief of the child here. I think the habits that you have of how you have pushed this away and pushed it down, you know, and continue to live distracted with what's going on in your outer world. This is saying, you know, that has to die. That has to die, because the Hierophant card comes up as the last card, and the Hierophant in an upright position, this is in reverse, but in an upright position, the Hierophant card talks about this papal figure who spews out all his information. When you were younger, you got all this information and you learned what was right and what was wrong. But the Hierophant card comes out here and it says, you know, this is the way that you were wired to do certain things. I think when you were younger, because of this Tower moment, you were wired. You were wired to shut down your emotions because you had no choice. You didn't have the strength. You were just a child. You weren't safe. And so you were wired when you were younger to shut down these emotions and not feel them. And so now when they're calling you again, when this is all coming up for you to feel, you know, you're going to keep doing the same habits of pushing them back down. And the universe is saying now, it's time to change this habit. You need to go inwards. There has to be a change of this from you. You have to start going inwards and turning inwards, because the Hierophant card says it's time to rewire what you were taught when you were younger, when this Tower moment started. When this Tower moment happened. It's time to rewire that, because your normal path that you take, the normal wiring that you learned, was to shut it all down and stay up in your head and distract yourself, because it was too painful to go inwards to feel. But now you can feel. You're an adult now. You can feel this. And that's what the Hierophant, it's time to rewire this. You can feel this. And so I want to give you a playlist, Pisces, on grounding. It's going to teach you how to get back into your body so that you can feel this. And I'll also give you your October reading that I did for you at the beginning. So Pisces, I want you to have compassion for yourself, for what you're working through. This has been a fantastic reading for you. And I know this journey is the most difficult one, but you're listening to this video. You're on the journey, and it's the most important journey of your life. So have compassion for yourself, and take care, and I'll see you in November. Bye-bye.